Sup, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Boudreaux's. Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. Y'all check out all the good people there at Boudreaux's and online at boudreauxsmix.com. Creeping toward our football weekend, home game, LSU Ole Miss. Mall. Maybe Mimi will take you to the mall today if you ask her. 5-6, indeed. Starting to plan that tailgate football weekend for the home game against Ole Miss. Make sure Boudreaux's is a part of it. Stephen Bro, Craig Schilling, Charlie Cavell, Brad Genre, James Roy, Stephen Miller, Aunt Linda. What's up, y'all? Trivia, good morning. Good to see everybody here. Justin Huckins, good morning. I'm going to go ahead and hit my share button. Hopefully you will do the same. It's very, very helpful, as I mentioned. That's how we'll continue growing this. Brandon, Catherine, Everett, good morning. Good to see everybody here. Thanks for all the little emoji faces and the blue thumbs up. That's all really cool and good to see. A lot we'll get to here today. Of course, your questions, comments, concerns, as always. Yesterday, Coach O's show and SEC Coaches teleconference, so a lot to chew on. The update, if y'all missed it, on the offensive line for your Fighting Tigers of LSU. Bit of an oddity. So, Sadiq Charles is still out, and that stinks. But yesterday, Adrian Magee was back and was a full participant at practice. So that's really good, right? So, Sadiq missed last week against Tech. He's missed the first 3 days of practice this week. And, I don't know a clarification from Ed if he has a team rule. I'm sure he does, but if he has a team rule on, if you have to practice by a certain day in the week to be able to play. I don't know if he has that rule. But you would think typically it's by Wednesday. If you haven't practiced by Wednesday, you can't play on Saturday. So I don't know if he has that rule, but we'll see. But Sadiq didn't practice yesterday, but Adrian Magee was back. So Magee, of course, got injured in the opener against Miami. And he's been out since, and he was at practice Monday and then missed Tuesday, so it's like, maybe he wasn't ready. Well, he was back yesterday as a full participant. So, and not only was he back, but he was working at left tackle. So it kind of makes you think, man, they're probably, if Sadiq can't play, they'll play Magee, a veteran guy, athletic guy, at left tackle, and keep Deculus put on the right side. So if nothing else, you probably got your best five available on the field. That means Traore doesn't start at left. And if you gave him the option of Magee or Traore at left, maybe it's like, the devil you know or the devil you don't type of thing. Actually, I don't think that saying applies. But, I know kind of seen Traore. And by the way, Traore yesterday was in a gold no contact jersey. This is down options, Hi. Hi. But bless you. Backpack. Yep. You're wearing your backpack, bud. So I guess it comes down to all right, if Magee had beaten out Traore before the season started at right tackle, I don't want to play him at left tackle if it comes down to those two, right? It's not always a fail-proof. Some guys are just better on the left side of the line than the right. I think with the Saints, you saw that with you've seen that with Andres Pete. They drafted Pete thinking he was the heir apparent at right tackle, that he would be Zach Strief's heir apparent at right tackle, and it just never worked out for him. He's just a much better on the left side of the line at guard, or he's a better left tackle than he's right tackle. So that does happen, but some people are just more comfortable with their left hand on the ground, their left foot back, as opposed to flipping it around. You just do everything backwards, essentially. It seems like it would be the same, but it's not. Let's see. Trey Mitchell, good morning. Colby Hester. Jimmy Vadrine, what's up, man? Brian Robert, good morning. Tom Brouillard, good morning. Kirk Taylor, good to see everybody here. Ron Smith, Mark McCarter. Yes, Mark, Miles Brennan was back yesterday. I don't know why they gave him the day off on Tuesday. And he was there. He just wasn't in his pads. He was there, jersey and shorts, but just not in pads. Going through drills. So it was, I don't know what the deal was, why they gave him the day off, but Miles Brennan was back yesterday, yes. So that should alleviate any of the conversation about his Miles pulling a Kelly Bryant and bolting. I couldn't see that. Another year from now, you never know what could happen. But anyway, let's see. What's up, Deke? Ben Talbot, Michael Kimball. Good to see y'all. David Furr. T-Bob says you can't pick games. When did T-Bob say that? Here's the problem with T-Bob. See, T-Bob last week we're on Eagle 98.1 game day. We're doing the pregame show. And he gets on his phone in a break because he's just sick of Jimmy out talking about betting and me talking about whatever. Let me finish it. He's sick of us talking about it and not being able to contribute. So he during the show goes and opens up a Bovada or Bet Online account, whatever. So he opens up a gambling account, deposits money, so he starts placing bets. And I think one of the ones I told him that I was playing and I did was Mississippi State against Kentucky. And of course that didn't hit, but I went 3-1 in my games last week. So I actually had a good weekend, but just the one that he bet that I'd given him was hey, I can't pick games. Hey man, that's betting, dude. Good luck with it. Don't bet what you can't afford to lose, man. Trent asked what's Sadiq's injury. I'm not sure if it's an injury or an illness. I don't know for sure, but the only thing, so it's definitely not anything with his lower body, knees, feet, anything like that. And nobody will say, but the only thing deductive reasoning that I could come away with would be concussion. But I was told it wasn't a concussion, so it kind of makes me think maybe he's just sick. I don't know. I would tell you if I knew, because I don't see the point in not disclosing information like that. Some coaches are super paranoid about it, and part of me understands that. But the NFL requires teams to put out an injury list every single week. So it's if the NFL requires you to do it, is the coaching staff at Ole Miss gaining that much of advantage knowing if Sadiq, has a stomach bug? I don't know. Not that that's it, but you know my point. Anyway. Ryan Broussard, John Wilson, Leroy Blanchard. Good morning, everybody. John said we want Elmo Doug. So he's watching it right now, man. Robert. Somebody yesterday commented on this video and said, I went and watched Robert on Wheel of Fortune. He's the GOAT. Somebody actually who watching this went and found that episode and watched the episode of Robert winning on Wheel of Fortune. Oh, man. Made that guy famous. Josh Long has chair pushing today. As a matter of fact, yes, I was sitting in the kitchen having some coffee, and a chair went right past the threshold from the kitchen to the bedrooms over there. He just walked right past me. Elmo Ducks? Okay. You got a little cough this morning, bud? What's that all about? I don't like that. Oh, look, Elmo Ducks is on. What are you talking about? It's on. Look, go get it. Darren, good morning. AJ Holland, good morning. Petey, Mark, good morning. Let's see. Mark said, I want to hear your thoughts on football fans leaving Tiger Stadium so early. Mark, it's something I've thought about a bunch already, man. Here, on my radio show. I just don't care. Because I would never want somebody to tell me, hey, you have to stay at this game. If it's a crummy opponent and it's not a fun game, and I know I'm going to sit in traffic for 3 hours if I don't leave right now, and I've been out there all day and I'm tired, every excuse in the world, or I just want to get home and go to sleep, or I want to get home and watch the next game that's on, or whatever the reason or the excuse, to each his own. But it's clear. Nope, don't touch it. It's clear that LSU don't you touch it. Don't you touch it. It's clear that that LSU has a problem on its hand with that. Got people either don't come, or they come late, or they leave early. Drew, stop it, baby. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you.
256.
256. You forgot 3, 4, and 7. Okay, thank you. Why don't you go watch Elmo Ducks? Okay? Thank you. He's staring at me, waiting for me to sit down so that way he can do it again. He's like,
Daddy's car.
Daddy's car. You went for a ride in Daddy's car last night. Anyway, so look, man, I've been consistent on this. Like, would I love to see Tiger Stadium filled and loud, start to finish? Yes, but it's like it's not just LSU. Like, I don't know if you saw this, but last week at Alabama, Nick Saban had to like implore fans. Like, Nick Saban made a plea to fans to stay and be loud and have an impact on the game before they played A&M. It's like that's the best team in college football. It's just stadiums are huge, the seats aren't great, concessions are overpriced. You pay a lot of money to park, you wait in traffic, your view isn't good. Like, I get it. I understand why people would want to leave early. And I also understand the flip side where if you're like the diehard fan, you're wondering why people leave early and why they don't stay, why they bother coming. It's just different people want to do different things with their free time and their disposable income. And I'm never going to tell somebody what to do. Because if I was at that game, and if I was at Louisiana Tech, the Louisiana Tech game, and LSU's winning 24-0 or 24-7 at half, and it looks like it's a romp, and it's already 9 o'clock, and if I want to go home, and not be out till 2 a.m., okay. I mean the workaround is give people better amenities and schedule better games. I mean, when Texas comes here, it's going to be full. When UCLA comes here, it's going to be full. When Arizona State and Oklahoma come here, it's going to be full and loud and fun. It's not going to be like that with Southeastern Louisiana Tech. It never will be. Nobody wants to see those games. And maybe subconsciously, as a fan, you're more pissed off about it because if you want season tickets, you got to buy tickets to those crummy games and pay to park and walk a mile, and you do it almost out of obligation. You feel obligated because it's your team. Hey. So anyway. Stephen Beach, Brad Ferrand, good morning. Hi. Manamana. 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 What you doing, bud? What you doing, kiddo? Manamana. What is this? Be-Bakaboo. Are you making up words now? Oh, we want peekaboo.
It's peekaboo. Elmo Ducks.
You are watching Elmo Ducks. It's on in there. Go watch it. Mark, Joe Burrow needs to learn to slide, no doubt. Hey, Aunt Sharon, good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. More of my Arkansas family. I love it. My Arkansas family, like, they're all like locked in on here. I love it. Especially since Arkansas stinks this year. Had to, couldn't resist. Stephen Johnson, good morning. Let's see. LSU late game Saturday against Ole Miss. Fair weather fans may leave after the first quarter to beat traffic. Well, if they want to do it, I wouldn't blame them, man. Let's see. Kirk, on Tiger Zone last night, he said, you said Mississippi State lock of the week. He took your advice. Yeah. I did. I lost on that one. And that's what happens. That's exactly right. That's what happens when you bet. So don't bet more than you can't afford to lose. Then you can afford to lose. John Miller, good morning. Let's see. Brad said secret. It's not a secret suspension. I'll tell you that much. He's not. Brad, it's not. Sadiq, he's talking about Sadiq Charles. He's not suspended. The second game of the season, he was suspended. The Southeastern game when all those guys missed, he was part of that crew. Craig Sanama, good morning. Saints need cornerback help. Any suggestions? Maybe Eric Reed. Eric Reed's not a cornerback. He's a safety. I would have said maybe go sign Eric Reed this offseason, but if you remember, they signed Kurt Coleman instead. They let Kenny Vaccaro walk, and they signed Kurt Coleman. So Eric Reed isn't an option for New Orleans. Eric Reed could be an option for Atlanta after Keanu Neal got hurt. They got another defensive back hurt this past week. So, I mean, that may be a very legitimate option, because Eric Reed can play, man. It's just, he fell on the sword with Colin Kaepernick, Sucks for them. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, whatever decisions they made, I'm sure they'll live with and be comfortable with. Doesn't change the fact that it sucks for those guys, young in their prime, and and can't get a gig. Eric Reed should be playing somewhere. Let's see. But David Amerson visited the Saints yesterday. That was according to Nick Underhill at The Advocate. Amerson was picked by the Redskins. I'm looking to make sure I have this right. In 2013, he signed a one-year deal with the Chiefs this offseason, but was cut in camp. So, veteran guy, been around, young veteran. So this is your sixth for Amerson. So it's a young veteran. I mean, it can't be worse. It can't be worse. Hang on, I missed a couple of y'all's comments. Hey, Libby, good morning. Jason, good morning. Let's see. Rusty, good morning. I missed a bunch of y'all. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I missed a bunch of y'all's comments. Here we go. Brandon said, I missed yesterday's talk with Ryan Clark, which is a short version of his thoughts on the Saints DBs. We didn't get into the Saints. We try to do more LSU with Ryan. He kind of wants to, because Ryan does NFL stuff on ESPN, his intent is to try to get more plugged in here, talking LSU and in this community. So we did a bunch of LSU's defensive back stuff yesterday. When we have time, it just goes so quick. When we have time, then I'll throw out some Saints questions for him. I'd love to do more time with Ryan. I mean, I could do a full show with Ryan. Kirk, what's one aspect of Ole Miss that scares you? Any matchups you're keyed on? It's 100% Ole Miss's wide receivers. Because even if you put Greedy on A.J. Brown, you've still got DK Metcalf and DeMarcus Lodge. You've got 3 NFL receivers. That will be the best receiving group LSU will face all year, and I would include that against Bama. Now, maybe Devontae Smith and Jerry Jeudy are NFL receivers and really good, but the 3 that they have at Ole Miss, LSU can't cover all 3 of them. They don't have the personnel to lock down all 3. So LSU's got to get a pass rush. They've got to be able to pressure Ta'amu to force errant throws, because if they let that offense get in rhythm, they can score, man. They can flat out score. So that's an easy one. Excuse me. Sometimes T-Bob forgets he's a grown man and makes decisions on his own. That's funny. Eric Hart, good morning. John, how's your Elmo impression? Actually pretty good, John. Craig, thoughts on Fulton so far? Talk about that Ryan Clark. And, he was impressed with both those guys. He said, they're giving up plays basically because they're targeted so much. Because nobody's throwing the ball at Greedy, and he actually had a really good explanation on it. Go back and listen to the podcast. He said, it's a lot like what happened with Dante Jackson when he was opposite Tre'Davious White. When teams just stopped throwing at Trey, and so they started throwing at Dante, and among LSU fans, they got this idea that Dante Jackson always gave up plays, but he made a ton of plays too. His issue was, and what Ryan said, the thing that Ryan said was so interesting was, hang on one second. Hey, all done. He said, good morning, Melanie. The thing Ryan said was, he said, look, whenever you throw it Greedy, if you're an offensive coordinator, you're calling plays, it could just as well be peekaboo. He's about to sneeze. What's up with this sneezing this morning, buddy? So it could just as well be a score for the other team as for your team when you throw it at Greedy. Backpack, there it is right there. There's your backpack. You come see Daddy? Backpack?
Yeah.
Backpack, yay. Backpack. Yeah. Oh, no, you don't want to come sit on Daddy's lap? Okay. Hey. We don't fussy face. No, thank you. Okay. Oh, no, you didn't.
Dad.
No, don't you do that. Don't you do that.
I'm done.
He's laying. He's got his head right there on the desk. That's very sweet.
Wow.
That is your frog. Yep. You want to say hi to everybody this morning? There's his frog. He wobbles around like that. Whoops. Anyway, so just real quick to finish that thought on what Ryan Clark was saying. He was essentially saying, look, you know, quarterbacks, when you throw it greedy, you have to think, okay, what's the risk and the reward? Like the positive things. The good things are, maybe you catch a pass, maybe you get a flag, and you look at the negatives. Well, when the negatives start to be a bigger risk than the positive, you stop throwing there. So if you look at a guy like Fulton right now, or even Kelvin Joseph, maybe you complete it, but if the worst thing right now, since those guys aren't picking passes off, taking it the other way, making those types of game-changing plays, if the worst thing that happens is it's incomplete, well, you can live with that. So it's like whenever those guys start making game-changing plays, that's when opposing coordinators will start to respect it more. Which it was an interesting take. Let's see. Brian, P.J. Williams should guard Giles. He may get some catches. You know what? Well, standing ovation. Well done. Well done on that one. Well done on that one. But the thing is, Giles has been open, man. They've got him open on screen, Pat. Like this past week. Yeah, dude, they hit him right in the hands with one. Anyway. I think ex-LSU quarterback Justin McMillan will play tomorrow night in ESPN2 for Tulane versus Memphis. That'd be cool. Good for him. It'd be cool to see. Bill Gusman, good morning. At least Drew hasn't discovered Baby Shark. Oh, Baby Shark has been on. He just doesn't love it like that. But it was on last night, like on this YouTube channel that rotates, videos, whatever. It came on yesterday. Drew just doesn't love songs like that. It's more just like these videos that he can watch that he likes to see. Craig, game day atmosphere has changed dramatically the past decade. That's true. Most of us ruckus bunch have gotten older. It's just not easy to spend the day getting hammered. It's true. But usually the next generation takes over that, It just hadn't really happened. You're right. It's just changed. They've moved because they don't want you to park on Nichols, and they moved so much tailgating out from the prime areas right near campus. All that area right there by the old box is now all buildings. Albertsons. But go to Calandro's and pick up some Boudreaux's while you're there. Bloody Mary mix or margarita mix, or go to boudreauxmix.com. And while you're at it, go to morningscone.com and sign up for the daily Morning Scone email. Steven says, if people are going to a game with those preconceived excuses built in, then why have to go in the first place? I'm with you, man, but I don't care. Like you're right. I'm with you. Give the tickets away. Give up the tickets. Maybe it's obligation. I don't know. Maybe they enjoy going for a half, but don't want to stay the whole time. I'm with you. I don't care. I will just never ever tell. Like, if your thing is, spending your free time going to Comic-Con, okay. Like, whatever floats your boat, man. If that gets your revs your engine, awesome. You know what? Like, I spend money on a lot of whiskeys, like rare whiskeys, because I enjoy it. Like, I like to sip it and try different things, and part of it is like the chase of finding some of these that are select releases and hard to get a hold of, and like that's something I enjoy doing. The other people probably think that's batshit crazy, excuse me, but it's like I get it. I mean, but it's something I enjoy. Everyone may not enjoy it, I get it. I love steak. Steak is my favorite thing in the world to eat. I cannot for the life of me understand why someone would eat a steak well done with ketchup. But people do it.
B.
Two. 3.
4.
4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Hey, what's after 19? Hey, Drew, 19? 20. Very good. We learned to count to 20. Very exciting stuff. 20. We learned to count to 20. Now I'm singing that now. Chance's former cast member from The Office takes up the band's invitation. That's it. So if y'all didn't see that, I'm telling you what. Kudos to Cody Worsham. I don't know if y'all have seen this yet. Cody Worsham, who used to be a Tiger Aggie, now works for LSU, media. At the game this past weekend, the Golden Man from Tigerland did a halftime show, like a TV Land tribute, basically doing theme songs, and one of them was the show The Office. And Cody Worsham, recognizing that moment, videoed it from the press box, and then tweeted the video and tagged the show's creator and then some of the cast members. And throughout the course of this week, like every cast member has retweeted it, replied to it. Like I saw, like Steve Carell's done it. Ed Helms was like, "I got to be honest, this is making me a little teary." I think John Krasinski was like, "Coolest tribute ever. Thanks LSU fans." Point is, like, I love the internet. I love social media because of stuff like that. I mean, like, I get to talk to you all every morning, which is awesome. It's a great way to start the day. For me, this is cool, and I appreciate so many of you that keep watching. We clear 1,000 people who watch this every single day, which is crazy to me, but I think it'll keep growing too. But just think about that. Like, the Golden Man from Tigerland has been performing for 100 years, and I would go so far as to say that this is the most people that has ever seen one of their halftime shows. I mean, the video that Cody tweeted is like 2 million. It's got 2 million views on Twitter. It's incredible. A. B. 8? Did you say AB 8? 9. 10. 11. 12. What's after 12? 13.
20.
20? Well, you got to get a few more before you go to 20. That is your backpack. Very good. Heady observation there, kiddo. All right. Let's see. Craig said, I make one home game a year. Skyline Club was great value, legroom, and view. No doubt, man. Saw Craig last weekend. It's so true. It's true. Like, you're up at the top of the stadium, and you're in the end zone, but they did make it spacious. There's one bathroom for 1,000 people up there. You can buy beer and wine and all that sort of stuff. Better concession offerings. Yeah, you get your own elevator access to it. It's not a bad way to go to the game. Especially if you don't mind seeing the end zone view from that high up. 2, 5, 6? 8. 9. 10. Are we done?
No.
9. Okay. Let's see. Mark said Ole Miss is a trap game for the Tigers Saturday in Empty Valley. I believe that this is going to be a closer game than people think. Last year, Shea Patterson really struggled to get the offense going before his knee injury. When Ta'amu went in for Shea, that's when Ole Miss started moving the football against LSU last year. And that was when you had Dante Jackson and Kevin Tolliver and Greedy Williams. Like, I think Ole Miss is going to move the football against LSU. I think LSU wins. They're just a better team, and I don't think Ole Miss can stop anybody. But I think you could see a 35-28 type game. I mean, I think that's maybe LSU scores again late. It becomes 42-28 something. But yeah, I could see something. By the way, whoever's talked about Baby Shark, it's on right now. By the way. Mm-hmm. What you watching? Huh? What are you watching? You watching Daddy's show?
Papa.
And in your backpack. Yep. You are watching Daddy's show in your backpack. What? It's okay. No need to fuss. You want to see the TV? Okay. Or the phone. This is Daddy's show, by the way. He likes to see Daddy. Wow. That's a good look at the Boudreaux right there. So go buy some. All right, let's see. Get some more y'all's comments here. Appreciate y'all for hanging on. If you haven't hit the share, I'd appreciate it. Also, morningscone.com. I would love feedback. Morningscone.com. For those who have subscribed, I love your feedback on the email at morningscone.com. Sterling Moore. They were going to work out Sterling Moore. See what happens with that. Rashad, what it do? What it do, Matt? What it do, Rashad? Good to see you, man. Christopher Merrill. Sean Pumphrey. Danny Brabham. Brandon Paul said LSU should play ball control and keep Tamu off the field the way teams try to keep Breeze off the field. I agree. And Ole Miss's run defense is terrible, so we'll see if LSU can run the ball against him. But the thing is, man, I mean, that's the same damn way LSU won football games under Les Miles for a decade. Control the clock, run the ball, play good defense, special teams, field position. Like, that's what LSU's done for a decade that people got sick of watching. Why is everybody all of a sudden okay with this? Like, the thing that's... If there's something offensive that's annoying to me right now, it's looking at the stat chart, and it's what LSU's been for a decade. It's everything's triple digits. 100th in pass offense, 105th in total offense, 13th in the SEC. It's yards per play. Like, they're terrible at all of it. It's like... It's the same way Les won for years.
Maybe.
And wait until they lose 3 games this year, 4 games, go 9-3-8-4, and it's the same thing you were. It's the same thing you were. Sean, fantasy quarterback this week, Drew versus number 13 passing B or Eli, and OBJ versus the Saints. Well, Sean, I don't play fantasy football, so I'm not a great guy to answer that question. I am the guy, I'm the last living human that does not play fantasy football. So I can't really help you with that. But my guess is that Breeze has a bigger day than Eli on Sunday. You know what? Outside on the road, Saints DBs against Odell, giving up chunk plays. If you got Odell playing, because you better believe Saints give up chunk plays every game. They're going to give up chunk plays to Odell. But you can ask that question today on the Fantasy Blitz at 3:45 Central on AFR. Curtis Arville, good morning. Chuck, Mark Allen, good to see y'all. Steven said RC is a great analyst. He is. He's great, man. Oh, that's sweet, Catherine. Thank you. Said bless you, Drew. Sam, good morning. Everybody saying good morning, Drew. Matt, what are your thoughts on the band director inviting the cat? Oh, we just talked about that, the cast of The Office. I hope they come by. But again, it just goes to show you, like, when you have someone that is aware of how to use platforms like this, the benefit it can do for you. Like, yeah, like 2 million people watched the Golden Band from Tigerland's halftime show this past week. I don't know if they've ever gotten that type of attention for anything. It's amazing. Carrie Poston, good morning. Hey, Mandy, good morning. Wayne Ferguson, good morning. Let's see. Jack Davis, Grant Delpit will have to play his best game against Ole Miss receivers and running quarterback. I wrote an article last night for Gridiron Now, should be published this morning, about Grant Delpit based on some of the things Ryan Clark said. It was impressive. Let's see. Travis, Josh Keithley. See, more of my Arkansas people. My Arkansas people are all up in here, man. Lee Simmons, good morning. Josh, what is that? Is it like a bunny ear emoji? Is that you with the bunny ears on the emoji? Oh, by the way, it's Dr. Josh Keithley, the guy who's posting bunny ear emojis in this app in the morning is like saving people's lives. It's a terrifying thought. Terrifying thought. I think Angela will go. I'm hoping Dwight comes and plays the character. Talking about The Office, people from The Office. Angela, she's from Louisiana. I don't remember why. I think she's an actress. Here it is. Angela Kinsey. I think she's born in Louisiana. She's born in Lafayette. Yeah, there it is. She's 47. She was born in Lafayette, and she went to Baylor. I knew it, man, because I forget why. Because she's obviously a comedian. When she was 2 years old, her family moved to Indonesia. Her father worked as a drilling engineer. They lived there for 12 years. She went to school in Jakarta. When they moved back, they settled in Texas. Yeah, but I knew she was... I forget why that happened. I think maybe years ago it had her on a... Drew. Baby, use your words. Use your words, baby. Use your words. What do you want? Tell Daddy. Elmo. Okay, well, watch Elmo. I'll put Elmo ducks on for you. You just got to use your words and not fuss, okay? But Daddy will do that for you.
Dad show.
Dad show. We're watching Dad's show, too. We'll do both. See? Elmo ducks is on, and now we're doing Dad's show. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. All right. Let's see. Gage, Stelly, Jordan, Tom, who eats steak well done with ketchup. Eats a steak well done with ketchup and pours Diet Coke on expensive whiskey. He's the worst. Bentley Spears asked Brian, would you take a L if the band could play neck? No. Never. I mean, it's cool and all, but no. Abilities. Mimi's going to take you there today. And you're going to see Margaret. Yeah, well, I know you want to see Miss Sarah, but you're not going to see her today. Curtis, my go-to bourbon is Buffalo Trace. What's yours? So I got a lot, Curtis. I'll tell you. So like over here, I've got sort of like my. That's like all my really good stuff over there. Okay. It's all right. So look, you can still see. Whoop. Stop. But as far as just like everyday, my regular selection, things that are like always on my bar. This for the value is probably the best thing. That's like $25-$30. Four Roses single barrel is in the $40-$45 range, and that's fantastic. Similarly, Angel's Envy. These are all things that are affordable, that are just fantastic. That if you just want something to sip on, and they're I don't have. I'm out of it. Jefferson's has a very small batch offering that's kind of in that neighborhood as well, that 40-ish neighborhood, and it's fantastic. But those things like the Elijah Craig, the Basil Hayden's, or the Angel's Envy, the Four Roses single barrel, those stay on my bar at all times. So like if I just want something to sip on a given day, just something good that's a step above all of the mixing bourbons like your Jack, your Makers, your Crown, all that stuff. Those are my go-tos. Buffalo Trace is good too, for sure. Elmo Ducks. Hang on. Elmo Ducks. Okay, I'll show you.
No.
Okay. Steve Menard said, I used to teach in the music department at LSU. Shout out to Kelvin Jones, new athletic band director, best in the business. Is Elmo Ducks. There it is. I met the, I don't know if that's how long Kelvin Jones has been there, but I met like maybe a year or two ago in the press box during halftime one of the games or during one of the games. The band director came up and like introduced himself and like thanked me for saying nice things about the band, but I can't believe we're talking so much about the band, but it's so true though. Like for a lot of years, the halftime shows were boring. They just were. I mean, it's not that the people in the band didn't work really hard, but it was just there wasn't a lot of. That is Elmo Ducks. What are you talking about? Anyway, they just like last year they did one. It was like for the LSU salute show. They do all the branches of the military. They had like a tank like driving across the field. It was crazy what they've done. Hey, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop. Hey, stop. Hey, stop. Hey, stop. Okay, thank you. Anyway, Brian Myers, Joseph Guidry, Adam Penny. Let's see. David Barrett. Bears beats Battlestar Galactic. I don't know what that means. 33-17 LSU. I'd take that all day. Baby Shark is taking over Elmo Ducks and Robert. No, that's not true. It just happened to rotate on that day, just a minute ago. Any signs of Curry running the ball this week? Probably not. Maybe a carry. But it's just like, we talked about this in the beginning of the season. So many of y'all were like, Curry gets signed for. I'm like, no. Like, do you realize it took Leonard Fournette, the biggest physical freak in the history of LSU football at running back, it took him in the middle of October before he really found his stride as a freshman in 2014? Like, you thought Chris Curry was going to step on campus and be a G? It's not to say he won't be a really good running back in his career, but people's expectations of 18-year-olds, man, come on. Can't watch the Saints game and have to root for Dirty Bird receiver. Kip Kippers, good morning. Just getting through them, y'all. You got Alabama people in here, too. Appreciate that, Derek. I just meant, when I said my Arkansas people, that's like my relatives. I have relatives in Arkansas, my dad's side of the family. So that's who I was talking about. But yeah, people from all over watch this. I mean, we'll do roll call. We get people watching in Japan, Tampa. It's kind of the same thing. Not really. Ryan Fistry, good morning. Why does much of North Louisiana get Falcons games? Charlie Cavell. I figured they would have gotten Cowboys. Let's see. I was humming Baby Shark. Baby Shark, do. I like that you represented with the Catholic High shirt. Yep, go Bears. I got in trouble for sitting in the Catholic High section last week in St. Thomas More. Great game. Dude, Mandy, I watched it. That was a hell of a rally. I mean, when it was like 28-7 or 8, whatever, the first quarter, I'm like, ugh, no bueno. Brad said, why has the eye of the tiger at midfield been smaller the last 2 years? Make the eye great again. I don't know, but I'll ask Ronnie Halliburton that question. I didn't even notice that, but I'll ask. I find that interesting. Let's see. Curtis, I only mix my bourbon with ice. Try good ones, Curtis. You won't even need ice, dog. No need to dilute at all. I'm trying to get my son's head coach to use Elmo Ducks as an audible call. If you do, please video it and send it to me. Catherine, I don't even do ice spoonful of water. I don't do anything. I just pour it in my glass. I mean, I just straight up give it to me neat. Hi, Drew. Hi. We. Do. 3. 4. Damon's in North Carolina. Brett Luquette, excuse me. Good morning. Mix my bourbon with cheap women and bad decisions. Craig wins today. I mixed my bourbon with cheap women and bad decisions. I love it. Robert from Wheel of Fortune for celebrity guest picker on AFR. I need to talk to Terry to see what he has lined up. We have not talked about it this week. I threw out one name to him last week, and I don't know at all if he's followed up. So, no. My dad was a Catholic High alum. They took my alma mater STM last week. That's right, Charlie. Yeah. Go Bears. Catholic High. Biggest upset of the biggest upset of the weekend. Biggest upset in college. I don't know, man. Look at the schedule. Talk about that tomorrow. Ask me again tomorrow. I'll look at the schedule and come up with something for you. Jesse Hamilton, I like it neat, but keep whiskey in the freezer. Yeah. When will Bregman be back? Charles got to get him back on. Obviously, he's a little busy right now. The hardest part about getting those guys on during the season is they play. If he plays at 7, then he's in BP when I'm on air. He's already at the yard, so it's hard unless if I like talk to him early in the day and just record it. And then on days when they don't play, usually it might be like a getaway day or something, so they're traveling. So it's tough, man. And he's obviously blown up this year. Man, he's had such a great year that it's just he's been much more in demand. So maybe when the season ends and things calm down for him and get him on, we'll do. We got to do it. It's just you get in the grind of football and. Hi. All right, we're at the end of our comments. Drew, do you want to say goodbye to everybody? Elmo Ducks, yes. One more Elmo Duck. One more Elmo Duck. And we'll say goodbye to everybody. You want to say bye? You want to say bye to a big... I said you want to say bye. I said big block. All right. Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix. If where you shop they do not carry Boudreaux's, please go to the manager of that store, shake them vigorously, and say, why don't you carry Boudreaux's? You can, however, order it online at boudreauxmix.com. boudreauxmix.com. Jeremy asked if we think LSU will run for 150 yards this weekend. They better, dog, because Ole Miss is straight garbage on defense. They better be able to run the ball for 150. All right, AFR Today 3, morningscone.com. Morningscone.com. Please sign up for the daily email.
Mom.
Mimi will take you to the mall today.
Baby.
Hey, you'll see BB later today, too.
Baby.
A baby?
Up.
Appa?
Up. Up.
Apple. What's appa? Well, he's laughing at it. I don't think I guessed right, but he's laughing at it. All right, y'all. Have a great day. See y'all tomorrow. Morning Scone. Peace out.